Welcome to Lost Culture, your one-stop destination for everything pop culture. My name is Astøn and I'll be host for today's episode of Lost Movie News. Now make sure you like, comment. It helps the video out more than you actually know. It helps out the channel a lot. So please like and comment. Now let's jump right into the stories. Our first story of the day is Patrick Stewart. So Patrick Stewart kind of announced in his interview with Collider that Logan is going to be his last run as Professor X. And as much as I hate to see him go, I'm happy to see that he's satisfied with all the work he's done up to this date and how his final turnout ended. So he's talking about his interview with Collider where he went to a showing last week or a couple weeks ago with Hugh Jackman, and they kind of sat next to each other watching the film. At one point, he ended up grabbing Hugh Jackman's hand because he noticed he was crying tears, and he was wiping them. That's the moment he realized he was doing the same exact thing, and he felt like there's nothing much for me to do. He's completed what he set out to do with this role. He's been doing this role for 17 years now, going on 18. He's been here for a while. It's been a long run. He's almost been here long enough to retire from one. He is retiring from a role, but he's almost been in one role for 20 years. That's crazy to say for an actor. Now, do I wish he would come back for another movie? Yes. I love to see Patrick Stewart play Professor X. He's one of my favorite parts of, he's one of my favorite parts. So obviously he's going to be missed in this role, and hopefully I don't know, it's going to be a sad day not seeing him ever again as Professor X. So that's really all we have for that story. Let's move on to our next story. Captain Fantastic's director Matt Ross is now signed up to direct Tomorrow and Tomorrow. It's going to be a little adaptation from the book, and I never read the book, so I can't give you too much information on the book, but I think it'd be a good, I think it'd be good to see him stretch his legs out, start doing something new, and I'm all for directors getting out and doing something new. Now moving on from that story, we got the box office of the week. It's Monday, so let's get this out of the way. So sitting at number one with 30.5 million and 100% at the Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think you guys know how hard it is to get 100%. It's not 100% with the audience. I think it's around 88% with the audience last time I checked, and it's still 100% with the critics. So that's cool to see. That's really good to see. I'm glad to see how everyone's turned out. It's starting to get a little bit of backlash. That's off but I think it is still a great movie. I think it's still a great movie. It came out, it did what it was supposed to do. It scared you. It had a little twist. I think this is a great film. It deserves to be number one. Going on from there, we have Lego Batman coming in with 19 million. John Wick Chapter 2 coming in with additional 9 million. Got The Great Wall pulling in 8.7. And rounding up the top 5 with 50 Shades Darker with 7.7 million. Now, I didn't expect, once I heard how high the Rotten Tomatoes score was for Get Out, okay, this is going to be a little bit bigger than I expected it to do. I didn't expect it to do 30 million this weekend or almost 31 million. I was expecting more 20, mid 25s. So I'm actually glad to see that a horror movie is doing well right now. Lego Batman obviously is still a family movie. It's still going to be out there, but I was thinking there would be a little bit closer between Get Out and Lego Batman, especially with the family views and everything. I think Lego Batman's on its third week now, so I was expecting this a little bit more, but obviously Get Out took number one spot. And moving on from there, our next story, Resident Evil. So Resident Evil opened up in China this week with an astounding $94 million weekend. So it's this movie actually ended up being a little bit better doing a little bit better in the box office than we originally thought. We didn't know how good it was going to do in China. It actually has a chance now to be the biggest grossing film. I think the last film was at 290. What? I think 326, and this one's like a 294 or something like that worldwide. So this one has a chance to actually be the highest grossing one. So that's good to see. Like, oh, it's not a flop. It's no longer a flop. That's good news. So only time will tell how well this film will do in China. So that's good news. It's still definitely going to be the final chapter. Hopefully, hope they don't do any spin-offs or anything. Hopefully, they just end the series here and let it be what it is. Now, moving on to there, we got our buy or sell segment. So it's been a while since we heard anything about this film, Gambit. Simon Kimber was talking. Simon Kimber has been talking a lot. So Simon Kimber was talking, and we found out that Gambit is still slated for it's still slated for release with Sony, but it's kind of pushed back to 2018. If you don't know, Gambit was supposed to come out this year. They actually got to the point where they were actually building sets. The pre-production was all it was in production. It was building the sets. It had everything going on in New Orleans. Like, it has sets to this day still in New Orleans. It just has not started filming, and it kind of just died off. It went to we're pushing it back. We're doing script rewrites, and they're still saying the same thing. They lost a director. They're still saying the same thing. They're waiting until they find the right fit for the film, the right pieces, the right script, the right director. They still have Channing Tatum starring as Gambit. I don't know how much longer that's going to be for, but we still have Channing Tatum starring as Gambit as of right now. And I don't know what this is going to happen. I sell that it's going to happen anytime soon. I sell it because if they were going to do it, they would have done it already. I understand they're saying we're going with a Deadpool approach. We're just trying to find the right cast. It doesn't take 13 years to make this film. You know you want to do it. Just get it. Just get the thing. Just get it done. Just get it done. Hire some writers. Hire a new director, and figure out where you want to go with this film. What you want to do with it. And honestly, I don't think a solo Gambit film, even though Gambit is my favorite character, I don't see Gambit being that successful on his own. I just don't see it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it will be a hit. Because Channing Tatum does have a little bit of has a pretty good star power, so he'll bring in some numbers. But I don't know how well a solo Gambit film will do. Moving on from there, our next topic is we have Fantastic Four 2. Boy, Fox just doesn't learn. They just don't learn. So Fantastic Four is still with Fox. Or is it with Fox? Or is it with Sony? Yeah, it's still with Fox. I don't know why I'm asking that question. But Fox does just not learn. We heard Simon Kimber talking about, yes, Fantastic Four is actually still playing them. They have a lot of faith in the actual the new Fantastic Four cast, which is it makes sense. They have Michael B. Jordan. They have some pretty good star power. They just need a better script. They said they learned some lessons. I hope they learned some lessons. Let the director direct. Don't cut him out of his own film. Don't direct the film while he's out taking when he's on his off days and stuff. Let the film go. Let the director be the director. Let them edit the film. Let them get it to where they need to be at. Just leave them alone. Let it happen. So I'm going to sell this story that they're actually going to do a Fantastic Four 2. It's not going to happen. They need to let it go back to Fox. Not Fox, but go back to Marvel. Because they have the first two, now 3. Yeah, 3 strikes, you're out. Just let it go back. There's no reason to come back here with a 4th one when the first one didn't do any good. It was a horrible box office flop. I feel like they were still editing the film while we were watching it. The film was I think the first 30 minutes were actually pretty good. But after that, it goes right downhill. And they said the next film, they were actually going to stick more to the comic books. They learned from their lessons. I don't think they did, because they wouldn't be doing another one if they learned from their lessons. But, hey, Yeah. Hopefully it goes back. So I'm gonna sell this story. Now, our next one is we have Daniel Craig returning as the cast Sony and the cast wants Daniel Craig to return as Bond. So I buy the fact that they want him back as Bond. I sell the fact that Daniel Craig actually returns as Bond. He already said like he didn't want to do Bond anymore. I think he has one more movie in his contract, but hopefully Sony just recasts and starts over. Yes, these have, because honestly, these have been the biggest Bond movies Sony has had to date, which makes sense. Skyfall, Spectrum, both those films have done really good. I don't think they're going to recast just because of the fact that they're doing so good, but Daniel Craig doesn't want to return. We can see it in Spectre. Like, he was just walking through the film. He wasn't even Bond anymore. Just Daniel Craig in a suit shooting people. That was it. Like, he does not want to play this role anymore. He was really stiff in the last one. Just let the man go. Let the man go. Recast. You still have a lot of momentum going with the Bond. So recasting could be what they need right now. Recast. Use all that hype from recasting. Find someone. They have so many people they can play, like they can use. Like, you still have the Idris Elba rumors out there stirring around. You have Tom Hiddleston you could use. That's Tom Hiddleston. Yeah, Tom Hiddleston. So you still have all these people that these couple like list of actors that everyone's still hyped about. You have all the momentum going behind these people. Use that momentum from the Bond already. Use some of these actors that already got hyped up. And just spin out from there and make your whole new series. You got good 3 films with Idris Elba. Tom Hiddleston's a little younger, so you can get a nice little Daniel Craig run with him if you go with him. Like, you guys have options. You don't have to stick with Daniel Craig. He doesn't want to do it anymore. He's stiff in the last one. The last one didn't do as good as Skyfall, if I remember. Just let Daniel Craig go and find a new actor. So going on from there, we have Captain. So I already said yeah. So going on from there, we have Captain Marvel. So with Captain Marvel, we have Brie Larson talking. She's talking about how she's going to be the glue between Earth and Earth and space. I buy it. It makes sense. We need a connection between these two worlds, because right now, well, we don't, because we still have Quill. He's gonna be the glue between these two worlds. The Nova Force would I think Captain Marvel. It would be like her. I don't know how her abilities is gonna connect to the Nova Force though, because we know Nova is normally so. I don't know how she's gonna connect to the rest of the the galactic world. I still know how she's going to connect to Earth. Obviously, she's an Earthling, so that's her attachment to Earth. But we still don't know how she's going to, her powers are going to be combined with, the cosmic universe. Obviously, Captain Marvel is a cosmic hero, but we don't know how she connects to the rest of the world in this new cinematic universe. And that's going to be the question to see how everything ties together. Because right now, the only string they have that connects Earth to the cosmic universe is Peter. And Peter hasn't been to Earth in, I don't know, I think 20 years or something like that, or 30. So Peter's not even that connected to Earth, honestly. And he found out who his dad is, so we don't know how well he's actually going to be tied to Earth in his feature films. We know he's going to be part of Infinity Wars, and for the most part, no, the Infinity Stone, most of the Infinity Stones aren't even on Earth. I think there's only 1 or 2 on Earth right now. So the Collector has the majority of them. So they're obviously Thanos is going to get pulled to Earth for those 2 stones. But as far as that, it's crazy to think how she's going to connect. I do buy that she's going to connect the 2 worlds together. But I just don't know how she's going to do it at the moment. We need more information about her character and how it's all going to go down. But besides that, that's really all we have today. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the video so your friends think you like what you saw. And as always, stay lost.